Gatun Drop Zone. Gatun Drop Zone is also located on Fort Sherman, and it was used for airborne drops on the Atlantic side of the Panama Canal Zone. First off, with the drop zone, let me back out here so you can see the extent of the area. And just as a reminder, this is a current view of the area that you can see extending through here. And it was used also for a rehearsal for the Son Tay raid in Vietnam. As I mentioned, it was used by the Special Forces group that was on the Atlantic side. It was used in conjunction with jungle training, and also for other troops who were trying to maintain their airborne qualification. And had a number of people that reported this area, and that included Paul Harmon, Bill Pigtray, Susan Wolfson, Chuck Hamby, Larry DeCaro, and also I personally would have added this to the list if we didn't have other people who already added it. Larry DeCaro made a comment that he recalls all jungle leveled at Gatun Drop Zone. He said it lived at Fort Sherman for 2 years, and one day there was jungle growth, the next it was leveled. And the time he was there was 1968 to 1970. I also want to quote a part of a newspaper article that appeared on October 14th, 1999. And this is a section I'd like you to know. Robert William LaValle regularly stopped to chat with military policemen in an area known as the Drop Zone, near Panama's Gatun locks, which are right over here. The Drop Zone was a site used by the Army's 8th Special Forces for parachute training during the Vietnam War. According to at least 9 civilian and former military witnesses, the drop zone had been sprayed with Agent Orange during the late 1960s and early 70s. Robert William LaValle was a member of the Canal Zone Police. He and another member of the force, who also stopped in the drop zone, died within 6 months of each other from non-Hodgkins lymphoma. Another note I'd like to make is that in viewing this area over a period of time of years using Google Earth Pro, it does appear that while construction of the new locks, which runs over here, that dirt was spread over this area. The depth of which I cannot tell you. There's no way to tell from the images. So let me show you some attachments here. First off, this is our 1969 low resolution, and you can see the area here that is the Gatun Drop Zone. And this is a CZ map fragment, and you cannot see the entire area. It falls within here. This is a photo taken by Edwin Armbruster in the late 60s, early 70s. And you can see on the far left here, you can see part of the drop zone. This is another photo taken by Edwin Armbruster, same time period. And you can see over here is Gatun Drop Zone. This photo was taken in the mid-70s. The photographer is not known. This is actually taken from the drop zone itself. So we're in the drop zone. And it's hard to see in this photo, but there are some planes coming in order to drop some people. Next up, right off of the one side of the Gatun Drop Zone is an area where there was a mock-up of the Vietnamese village. And as I mentioned, the drop zone was used as a rehearsal area for the Son Tay raid. And this village was also used in that practice and for other purposes later on. It is near S2 Road, which comes up here. You can see the access into the area. And if we look at attachments, we're looking at this area right over here along the side at the far end of the drop zone. And again, we're kind of off this Suzy map fragment, but we'd be right in this area here. This is a photo I took in 1973. And this is within the area where the mock-up Vietnamese village was located. And you can see these structures here, and these were mock POW cages. Next, the old French Canal. Back out again. And I added this. The reason being that it comes off of the approach to Gatun locks, and it runs down here pretty much alongside the Gatun Drop Zone here and here. As some background, in 1843, the French company completed a study that envisioned a canal starting in Limon Bay, which is right up here, and generally following the Chagres River. And the Chagres River is right down here. Ferdinand de Lesseps played a large role in building the Suez Canal in 1869. France began building the canal in 1881 under his direction. The project would fail by 1889 for a number of reasons. The French property and on the isthmus was officially turned over to the United States on the May 4th, 1904. One of the reasons I added this, I visited that location on a number of occasions. The reason being, I did a bit of fishing while I was down there. And this appeared to be an ideal place for to fish, because it had jungle and trees along both sides. It was fairly quiet water. We knew it was connected up here to the canal, the current canal, and so forth. So tried a number of times. We'd come in and park somewhere up here, walk down through this portion of the drop zone and past the Vietnamese village, and then come down here and basically sit on the bank of here and try. And personally, I never had so much as a nibble while trying to fish in here. We look at attachments. Okay, this is the 1969 low resolution view, and you can clearly see the French Canal coming down here. And you can see a portion of the French Canal on the Suzy map fragment. Going back to Edwin Armbruster's photo from late 60s, early 70s, this is the old French Canal here. Connects with the approach into the current Gatun locks. And this is a photo from the Panama Canal Review in fall of 1971. And this is looking from the French Canal out to the approach to the Gatun locks.
I'd like to thank veteran Richard Wyman for putting together all of this information on possible places to test in the Panama Canal Zone. I'd like you to all come over to the Military Veterans Advocacy and join with us today. We are further than we have ever been before. We have a rulemaking request that's been granted by the VA Secretary. We have an HR 5026 bill for Panama introduced into the Congress, and we could not have done that without the Military Veterans Advocacy and the leadership of Commander John Wells. There's also a ton of information under the Veterans of Panama Canal that we have submitted to the VA Secretary, who granted our request. So this information might be able to help you in your claims. And if you need help with an attorney, if you're at the appeals level, use our contact button and contact our administrative staff, and they can guide you for help.